Hey guys, so today I'm going to open up about something that I've never really opened up fully about before. To those of you who are close with me, or to those of you who know me from a distance, you might have guessed, you might have not. But I'm going to touch on this topic. I'm not going to use names, and I'm not going to actually point people out, because I think that this story needs to be told in a way that everybody can relate to, or the people that have been through a similar thing can relate to, without me actually having to use people to tell the story. I don't think that I need to in this situation, and I hope that in some way after this video I can help you, and this is my story. So, I had a relationship about a year ago. It was last March or February when it started. And me and my friend were talking, and I would always complain about how single I was, how I hated it, how I wish someone would ask me out. And it was a really bad time because I had really low self-esteem. I was not getting anywhere with guys at the time. The guys I thought I liked were either straight, were not interested, or they just didn't like me for some reason. And that's fine. If you have an opinion, that's fine. Everybody has their own opinion. They're entitled to their opinion, and go for it. But I started, one night I was just sitting on the couch, and I got a text from my friend saying, hey, there's this guy, he wants to talk to you, he wants to meet you, and he is, he's interested. And I said, okay, because I was desperate, and because I felt that maybe this could be my big break. So I started to go after him, I guess. And I started to make this a big thing, and it was a rushed relationship. We were both saying the words I love you way too fast. We were both talking about, the future way too fast. We didn't really get to take the time to know each other, and that was our biggest flaw, because at the end of the relationship, which I'll talk about down the road in a minute, that was where things started to really show their true colors about who we were as people, and it was just really bad. So pretty much what happened was we talked for a good month and a half before we actually met in person, and our first date actually was Flatirons Mall. I know, so romantic, but it was at Flatirons Mall, around a lot of people, and I just was like, hey, let's go, let's party, let's have fun. And it turned out to be this huge, big thing that was like not even planned. We just went, and we really liked each other, and it was not expected, and it was not intended to happen. We just kind of wanted to see how things were. And after that, we asked each other out over the phone that night. Well, actually, it was at the end of the day, and literally, things got worse after this, because he was an attractive guy, and he didn't see me as an attractive guy. He saw me as, oh, well, I'm single and nobody wants to date me, but he's very vulnerable, and he's very, he doesn't know what he wants, so I'm going to use him, and I'm going to change him to make him what I want in a relationship. And that is where things start going south. After this, it was literally the day after our first date was the night I spent the night at his house. And before everybody starts freaking out, I was like, oh my god, I know their story's going. You don't. This is not a sexual story. Nothing like that happened. It was literally me and him just hanging out, turned into a first kiss, turned into then just, saying I love you way too fast. It was literally the second date we started saying I love you. Fast or what? But it was really bad to actually get into a relationship like that and not know a thing about each other. We were total opposites, which I didn't note at the time, because when you're blinded by love, you don't think, oh, well, maybe we're opposites and maybe we shouldn't do this. It was oh my god, I really like you, and we should date. So we did, and it ended really bad. But after the date, he started saying things like, you'd be really hot if you lost some weight. Or, you know what, you'd be really, really good looking if you dressed like this, if you got your hair like this, if you look like this, if you didn't have this, if you had that. It was literally one thing after another telling me what was wrong with me, what I needed to improve. And I was blinded by love, and I literally started believing it. After he said things like, you need to lose some weight or you'd be really hot after that, I started thinking, you know what, I don't think I'm ever going to find another boyfriend, so why not? So I actually starved myself for a week. And as, you know, probably the people out there, they're like, oh my god, only a week, like I've been, you know, no matter how long you starve yourself, it hurts. It hurts your body, it hurts your mind, it hurts your soul. And it really took a toll on me as a person. I started getting cranky. I lost a lot of friends. I was off my rocker. Something had to be done, and if it wasn't done, I blew up on them, and I just lost a lot of people for a long time. Then, after we broke up, which literally we broke up a few times over my insecurities, I would always say, you know what, I don't feel like the relationship's going to work out. Literally a few hours later, no, I miss you. Literally a few hours later, it would be, you know what, actually it's not going to work out. It was literally just a constant cycle of we're breaking up, we're getting back together, we're breaking up, we're getting back together. And it was really harsh. And after the breakup, I admitted, you know, things like, well, I've been thinking about cutting, I've been thinking about suicide, I've been thinking about really hurtful, emotional things that could harm me. And all he had to say was, well, if you're thinking that much about it and you're thinking about doing that, then maybe you should. If you're thinking about committing suicide, maybe you'd be better off. If you're thinking about cutting, maybe you should hit a vein while you do it. It was things like that. And you know, as much as people are like, oh, well, just don't listen to it. When you are infatuated with someone and when you really think that it's love and somebody literally tells you that, it kills you inside. It makes you want to die. It makes you want to just not continue. And I locked myself up in my room for a long time. I wrote a lot. I listened to a lot of dark music. I was in a very bad time. And I never opened up about this to anyone. I never opened up the full story. Instead, I blamed him. I blamed him for being an asshole. I blamed him for leaving me, when in reality it was my fault. I blamed him for everything. And as much as I want to blame him, I can't. Because he was a bad guy, and as much as I want to blame him, I don't blame him because I was stupid enough to fall for it. And if anybody else out there is going through an abusive relationship, whether it's my, you know, how I went through it, like my emotional abuse that I went through, or whether you're literally being physically abused, you need to get out of the relationship. It's not love. If they lay a hand on you in the wrong way, it's not love. If they tell you something that you kind of sit back and literally like, wow, is that true? It's not love. You know, a boyfriend or a girlfriend should make you feel comfortable with yourself, and if they don't, it's not worth it. You're going to have fights. You're going to be mad at each other, but you should never, ever resort to that kind of behavior. And I'm sorry I didn't get out of it sooner, but I started my YouTube back up after that, and it was a really mind-controlling game because he would go around talking to my friends saying he liked them, and it was like, you just dated me and you're already after my friend? Are you kidding me right now? So it was just really bad, and I lost a lot over it, but I have my friends who are here, I have my family who's still here, I have people who still love me, and it's going to be fine. If you're in an abusive relationship, please, please, please get out of it as soon as you can. It is not love. It is not lust. It is something that will kill you in the end. A person should never disrespect you in any sort of way, especially one who's so close to you. If you have any questions, contact me. If you have any reports, contact the police, contact your parents, contact anyone who can help you. Please, please, please don't make my mistake and wait and wait and wait and never ever open up about it. It's the biggest mistake you can ever make, and it will change you as a person for the worse. You will lose and you will never be able to get back up if you don't try. Please get up. Please learn that you are worth something to someone, and you're worth something to people around you, and you're a really amazing person. Despite the bad things that people will say, there's always a good thing to counteract it. Thank you so much for watching my video, listening to my story. I hope it helped you in any way. If it's really vague, I'm sorry. I don't necessarily want to say names or literally situations, but I opened up about the majority of them, so I think they should help you. If not, I guess thanks for listening to my little rant. Other than that, please, please, please get help. Get out of the relationship. Have an amazing day, amazing night, wherever you are. Live your life to the fullest. Don't let anyone disrespect you. You are worth something, and you are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later.